Alright, this is She That Exists with She the Channel, and that's like kind of, there, that's better. That is better. Alright, this is She That Exists with She That Exists, her story channel. And this is one of the in the meantime videos, because I'm getting ready to go and have a late lunch, early dinner with a friend. And then I am going to listen to a recording artist and a band to check them out, to hear them play. I think right now they are playing on some local radio at this point in their professional journey. And then I'm about to wash my hair. Trusty the medicine doggy gets bath day because he's actually going to hear the professional recording artist with me. So he'll be really happy that he gets to do that. I just got through sauteing some cabbage, some purple cabbage, that I'm adding on top of some chicken, onion, lentil soup that I made yesterday. And I'm gonna feed my friend. Feed your friends. It's healthy and good. So, in the meantime, I have added more distilled water to my Plasma Energy drinking water station. I'm taping on my Plasma Energy vials so that it can charge the water. I'm gonna get some tape that like stays better. This tape kind of comes off. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about people who proclaim to know God but don't know God. Because I'm in Texas. It's like the Bible Belt. A lot of people claim God, but they don't know God. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Depart from me, worker of iniquity, I never knew you." And so a lot of people need to consider that, because there are a lot of people in the Texas area who actually cover for child trafficking and child pornography, child rape, molestation, incest. I know this because I grew up with them. And that was very, very traumatizing for me to know that, like, the people that I grew up with, like went to school with, lived in my neighborhood, that they cover for all this. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of females who are in marriages to where their so-called husbands are involved in this or have touched their children inappropriately. And these females, this is what I learned. Let's say her name is Narissa. She copes. Okay, we'll just throw this name out there, Narissa. She goes to her counselor and she just copes and she 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 copes. And her counselor, I guess, gives her like coping mechanisms. And just throwing names out there, not necessarily, their real names. But they go to their counselor and they just cope and they cope and they cope and they cope and they cope, but they never get better. And they know that there's something deeper, which is why they're having to cope in life every day, but they're not willing to actually look at the deeper aspects of what's going on in their life, because their God is denial. And I've seen it over and over and over and over again, these females who, they are so afraid to face the truth about their reality of like the fact that their husband could be an abuser to their own children. Um, and, or maybe like it's a stepfather or this, that, or the other. And so their God becomes denial. And I could see their patterns, I could see their behaviors, and I could see them for who they are. One, because they show no concern or compassion um, for anything that I've lived through and that I've survived. Um, Knowing that if this doesn't end and people don't come together in unity as a society to end pretty much this evil that's going on with our children and society and the wickedness of covering up crimes on children. Like, what kind of society is it when, okay, you're a child and you just think, oh, life is innocent and beautiful, this, that, and the other, and nobody ever tells you the truth about life. But then, like, you grow up and you realize that the entire society is covering for child pornography and rape and incest and pedophilia, and that like all of society is involved in it, and that's just something that you have to accept. I mean, think about it. You're a child, okay? And life is innocent. You know, you go to school, this, that, and the other. You know, there are children who get abused and molested at home and they have to suppress it and they can't talk about it. Um, but like, meanwhile, and then you grow up and then you just realize that child pornography is the biggest multi-billion-dollar industry in the world and in the United States. And people are still having children. Like, now that I know about this, I don't know if I'd ever want to bring another child into the world, especially knowing that people are degenerated and that people cover for this and that people profit off of it. Like, knowing that people I went to school with are involved in this and cover for it. And they think that they're immune, you know, because they profit off of it. So, you know, their children, you know, aren't one of them because they're the ones who are profiting off of it, blah, 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 blah. But I could just spot these females a mile away. They have no compassion. They have no empathy. They have no power. They have no strength. They don't have a voice. They don't know God. And they're just coping and coping and coping and coping and coping. But like, they proclaim to be Christians, they proclaim to know God. It's just a joke. Like, I just want to laugh at these females because they're just so powerless and weak, and they put out, you know, like all this perfection on social media, and they're miserable inside. And I know this because one of them shared it with me. And so, all right, I got my peace vial on here. All right, I'm charging some plasma energy water for my friends and for my new friends. And excited about it, excited about it, excited about it, excited about it. If you're interested in the benefits of drinking plasma energy water, just send me a shout and I will send you all the benefits. And I'm even offering free experiential classes for the people who end up buying their plasma energy vials directly um, through me as an affiliate. Um, and so that's in the meantime. I'm going to go wash my mane right now. And then Trusty gets a bath. And then tomorrow or Sunday, we'll pick back up on the Law of Nations and procurement and trafficking, modern day slavery, war crimes, trafficking of persons. And that is all. So we need more individuals in this world. We need less followers. Draw near to Creator God. Creator God will draw near to you. Stop being a Narissa. Stop being a Babylon Bobby. People got to decide, you know, are we going to be a culture of darkness and blasphemy and abominations and desecration and degeneration and child pornography and incest and pedophilia? Or are we going to return to God and return into our hearts and stop turning a blind eye to evil and wickedness and degeneracy and abominations on children? People are cursing their own family tree. People are cursing themselves. People are cursing their children by turning a blind eye to this. And Creator God gave us a conscience. It was there, placed into us by our Creator, so that we would not turn a blind eye to evil and wickedness and degeneracy. And it's a fact. The child pornography industry is the number one industry in the world. Number one in the United States, all day long. It's depraved. The school districts cover for it. Police are involved. You name it. And people need to stop going to strip clubs, because the strip clubs are supporting child pornography and perpetuating child pornography. We need to completely rise up. We need to raise our vibration. We need to set a higher standard. We need to return to God. We need to return to our own goodness. We need to return to our original creation, what Creator originally created us to be. Those of you who love living a life of depravity, may you be convicted. That's all I got to say. May you be convicted. As far as I'm concerned, and what I've known and what I've seen, we're moving into a time of spiritual renaissance, and so a time of revival. And Creator God has been raising people up and calling people for such a time as this. And when God's Spirit is within you and comes upon you and is in your life, then you do have the power to speak the words and to teach in the same way that I am, and to take a stand on this depravity and this plague that has been overcoming our world. Complete depravity. So this is She That Exists with She That Exists, her story channel. And I had a good bicycle ride today. My legs feel good now. I need to work on my arms. So I'll be back. Many, many blessings to those who are doing their inner work. And I'll be back.